I'm here with Joshua Corman. He is the CTO over at Sonatype, and I just want to say congrats on the role because you recently joined at the beginning of the year, right?
I did.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us. So you've always been a proponent of software security. Can you tell me what's going on now at ASAC?
I think recently we announced that ISC Squared invited several members of the community who weren't in the ISC Squared family to join the Application Security Advisory Council, and I was one of them. Really impressive team of diverse people bringing different backgrounds, and the recognition point is that while we have a lot of technical supply on what to do to secure applications and how to secure them, we don't have a lot of cultural demand or understanding of why it's important. And we're going to be driving a whole lot more visibility, awareness, and compelling organizations and governments to appreciate just how dependent we become on digital infrastructure in every aspect of our lives. So it's one thing to lose a third of Americans lost a credit card. It's another when software is now in our cars. Our cars are computers on wheels. We have Bluetooth on our medical devices that are about life and limb. Software in our homes, in our small devices, and even in our critical infrastructure. So now more than ever, we can't just take what we know and try to hope these other Internet of Things catch up. We actually have to demand more and greater practices when the consequences are higher.
And is this what made you guys start IM Cavalry?
Yeah, so 1 year ago actually here at DEF CON, Nick Prococo and we had done as much as we possibly could to drive some of these concerns into the government and into the intelligence community and into the private sector. And we got as high and deep as one can get and realized they're not going to solve this. The cavalry isn't coming. So we challenged the research community at DEF CON, the largest hacker conference in the world. We said, look, they're not coming, it falls to us. So we wanted to be a technically literate voice of reason and engage public hearts and minds, engage public policymakers, and start getting out of the echo chamber on things that mattered most. So we've really been focused on issues that affect public safety and human life, and we want to make sure that the dependence we have there is worthy of trust. You could almost say our internal mantra is saving lives through security research, but what we're doing is instead of attacking or pointing out flaws in these industries, we're identifying teammates and being ambassadors. Personally, one of the reasons I changed jobs is I wanted to build public policy muscles, and I've spent most of the year on Capitol Hill educating Congress, and they're at a point now where they're receptive. I think previous attempts have occurred. I tried the Rugged Software Initiative a few years ago, more like a Hippocratic oath for developers. But really until the public is aware that our cars can be hacked and that we're putting ourselves at risk, we won't see substantive change. And I think the timing is now right. So our dependence on technology is growing faster than our ability to secure it. And the cavalry was to catalyze, instead of researching things like protecting a website, things that actually matter.
And talking about that public safety piece, I just wonder what part of that just seems the most complex or interesting to you as far as the research community getting involved in it. Like, do they have what they need in the medical community or critical infrastructure? I'm wondering where the most work needs to be done or what you're interested in focusing on.
Well, we have 4 specific projects in the cavalry. We have automotive safety, medical device safety, home IoT, and critical infrastructure. Each one has their different challenges based on the regulatory environment, the maturity of the industry, the cost and the time to live of some of these. So it's a nuanced problem. I would say we're having tremendous traction in the automotive industry. Medical device probably second most. But these are hard problems. The fascinating surprise, though, is it wasn't our technical skills that we were lacking, it was our soft skills. And we've really had to learn empathy, because it's one thing to throw flaws at them and polarize them or deploy antibodies. It's another to approach them with humility, look and listen, and be a helpful hand. And as we've changed ourselves, we're having an easier time changing the world.
So getting back to the community, what has been the response? I mean, we get to these major conferences and everyone's interested in reporting on these IoT threats, but, have you gotten a lot of support from the community? Is it more than just, the future of threats and everyone's interested? What has the community response been?
Well, this was year 1, right? Or year 0 as we're calling it, or our talk on Saturday. It's been mixed. Some people instantaneously recognize the need to do this and have found purpose, and they're leaving their cynicism and they're finding hope again, and actually having success in building new skills. Other people are rightfully skeptical because they've tried things in the past and it didn't work, or maybe they had the right idea, but it was premature. But the time is right, and we have had tremendous success. We treated it like an experiment. We said we'll give it 1 year, and if it works or if it's encouraging, we'll keep going, and if not, what have we lost?
Yeah.
And I would say 1 year later, I am encouraged, not
Good.
discouraged. So typically, this community wants to see something bear fruit, and tomorrow we'll be revealing a very significant piece of fruit where we are actively inserting ourselves in the public dialogue on safety for everybody.